everyone, this is Miss Lauren from Portsmouth Public Library, and today we are going to be making a gecko phone charm. Right now I am taking the cord and making sure those ends are even and folding it in half. We're going to make sure we have the loop going, and we are going to insert it into our phone strap, that little ring there. We're just going to pull it through, make sure that loop is visible, and then we are going to pull the two strands through that loop. So when you pull it through, you kind of make kind of like a pretzel, and then we are going to tighten it and make sure it is secure on the phone strap. Once everything is tightened up, we are going to look at our beads. Now for this project you need 17 beads of the same color for the body of the gecko, 2 black beads, and 5 beads for the feet and the end of the tail. So you can see here I'm just stringing a bead on each strand, and then once those beads are on each strand, I am going to take the opposite strand and put it underneath the bead. And you're going to do the same thing to the other side. So the way that you have it there, if you pull on each side, it's going to tighten up. Now with this project, you're going to have to move things around and tighten it up a lot in order for it to look nice. And so as you can see, I'm tightening it up here, and you're going to continue to do this throughout the project. Now I am picking up a black eye bead, and I'm putting that on first, and then picking up a body bead. So that's going to be on one side. And then on the opposite side, we're just going to have one eye bead. And we're going to do the same thing like we did before. We're just going to put it underneath the eye bead, and then we are going to do the same thing on the other side and put it underneath both the eye bead and the body bead. Once both strands are underneath the opposite side beads, we're going to tighten up like we did before. And now we see the gecko's head starting to form. So right now we're doing the same thing like we did with the first bead. So there's going to be, or on the near the nose, there are going to be a bead. There's going to be a bead on each side, and we're just going to string that through and pull. Now this is where things are going to look a little bit different, because we are now forming the feet of the gecko. So on one side we are going to put the body bead and the tip, or the feet. Now the order of this is important, and you're just going to take the cord just through only the body bead. Now you can see I was up a little too far, so I'm just moving everything down so it's closer to the body of the gecko, and you're just going to pull it tight. So the cord should be around the foot bead. You should be able to move that bead independently. And now you're going to do the same thing to the other side. again, make sure you are only threading through the body bead. Now you are going to work the body the same way that you did the head. So again, a bead on each side, thread it through the opposite bead, and just pull it through. Make sure that it is aligned with the other two middle beads, or basically the beads that are before the eyes and after the eyes. And what we're working on now is just basically a repeat of the section with the first set of feet. And so we are stringing the body bead and the foot bead. Remember to only go through that body bead, and to do the same on the other side. Alright, so now we're just going to do some rearranging, make sure everything is tightened up, because we have completed the body of our gecko. This is definitely a spot where you want to spend some time making sure everything is lined up, because now we're starting on the tail, so you only need to have everything in a single line. So it doesn't matter which side of the cord you're putting the bead on, you're just going to put it on one of the cords and then do the same like you were doing with the two beads, put it underneath and pull. And you're going to do this for 3 of the body beads, and then at the very end you will be placing whatever color you use for your feet at the end. Alright, so now that we have reached the end bead, make sure again that you tighten everything up. And now we're just going to tie a knot. This is to secure our gecko before we start stringing on beads for our actual loop section of our phone charm. So you can use the remaining beads to make whatever pattern you would like. and make sure that you are stringing on each side and try to get the same amount of beads on each side of the cord. Alright, so once you have reached the end, make sure you leave about 2 inches left. You're just going to tie another knot to bring both sides together. Then I like to put both of the remaining strands together, take another pony bead and put the 2 strand ends through, and then tie a knot by using your finger or thumb to create the loop. Now, because the pony beads are rather large and I like my knot being ultra secure, I'm going to lift up the knot a little bit and then tie another knot. Then after that, pretty much trim your excess, like leave maybe about 1/4 of an inch, just to make sure nothing comes unraveled. And you now have your Gecko phone charm. You can put it any space. You can loop it through your phone, or if you don't want to use it as a phone charm, you can also use it as a keychain.